welcome back, everybody. And now it's time to chat to the executive mayor of the area. The councillor is going to give us a better understanding when it comes to the water situation, what's being done behind the scenes, and how they plan on rectifying this. Because, you know, we've heard a lot from residents, business chambers. Let's now speak to the mayor before we go, obviously, into more of the communities there. Mayor, thank you for joining us. It really is a pleasure to have you here on the programme.
Thank you very much, Leanne. Good morning, everyone.
I mean, Mayor, you've been in, obviously. We know that you took over this position from the beginning of last year. So, I mean, you came in at a difficult time. This is something that you have had to adopt and try and fix now. Where are we at? Have we heard from national government? We saw the minister visiting here. What is the word from them? Are they happy to assist you?
Yes, national government was here 2 weeks ago. And in that, they have met with our technical team. So they have finalized all the details in terms of technical support. They have also confirmed that 20 million will be made available for Knysna, and they will be bringing an implementing agency to come and assist in terms of Knysna and issue regarding water boreholes, yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously we know that there are already existing boreholes here, but they're non-operational. I mean, these are ones that they stopped doing and using them because they just weren't being managed properly. What is the status of them? How many boreholes are there? And when are we hoping that those will be up and running again?
During 2009, when Knysna was in similar situation, there were 7 boreholes that were drilled. Since 2009, those boreholes have not been operational. Some of them have been vandalized, some of them have been blocked. So we're in the process of revising them and also making sure that we put new pumps, we put new pipes in terms of so that to make sure that those boreholes are operational again.
Okay. So this issue of day zero, and we were speaking to the business chamber, they're not happy with that phrase, day zero, but that's what's being spoken about. Is this real? That you could get to a point where there is no water left?
Currently, we're not going to go to any day zero at any time soon. Yes, we know that there are predictions that in terms of we'll only receive heavy rain around April. Currently, you can see that Agrocloth is on 22%, which is around 19 days of water. And we have 7 boreholes that are currently operational through PG Bison, which we are getting water from, and we are pumping straight to our water treatment. And also, we have 2 streams, Yopehai and Bongani streams, which also is assisting us in terms of pumping water. And we have another 2 dams, that is your Clip and Gona Dam, which is also having some streams in terms of us pumping water. And we're also in process with the national and province of drilling more boreholes so that we can assist in terms of having a lot of water in our areas. This Agrocloth is not our main dam. We don't have a main dam. This is our storage dam. We are not currently using the storage dam. We are pumping to the storage dam. Currently, we are using water from Charlesford River, which we are still pumping from Charlesford River. In the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we were not pumping any water because the river was dry. That's why we were using a storage dam.
An important question, and I think you can respect where I'm coming from here, but there's been a lot of instability here in Knysna. I mean, you are the 6th mayor in 10 years. Would you agree with me when I make the assertion that political instability has directly contributed to what we're seeing with this infrastructure collapse and poor service delivery?
Political stability has also had a play. It's also the issue of management, where we are changing, because when there is new leadership, there is also new management. So now this municipality, ever since we took over last year, we have now started to say that let's rather employ directors on a permanent basis. But now we have employed, all our directors are employed on a permanent basis. Because what used to happen is we used to appoint on the 3 years, on the 4 years each director. So there used to be constant change. Now we have a new infrastructure director who only started last year in February. So now we are trying to build that stability and also a political stability.
Yeah, one can only hope, because obviously the residents are the ones at the end of it all. I mean, you yourself are a resident, so you know exactly what it's like to have to deal with this and get water and carry buckets and try and make things work, and an economy that is fueled by tourism, and that's the reality. But it's not only tourism. There are outlying areas where people haven't seen water forever, for days. They feel like they haven't had water, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. Let's talk about the desalination plants. I know they're expensive, but these have been non-operational for years. Why were these assets allowed to fall into disrepute? What happened here?
Our desalination plants were commissioned in 2009 when we were having water challenge. Since 2009, they have not been. Some of them have not been operational. The one in Searchville has been decommissioned. It's beyond repairs. It needs to be restarted. The one in Knysna has been put on prevention mode. So we still have looking at how to do rectifies and fix it. That one in the town. So we're it's also looking at how are we going to fix it. That one.
Yeah. Well, I hope so. Is there any directive of how you're going to? I mean, is that a possible solution? Did the minister mention that? I did hear her speaking about the desalination plants and that they were going to look at that. I mean, do we know anything? Because that is an expensive way. You've been granted 20 million, am I right, to try and help the situation? I imagine you need more.
Knysna need more. Our infrastructure, most of it has collapsed. If you go around the town every day, there's past pipe, and it creates a lot of water losses because the moment there's past pipe, then which means that area will not have water at that time because we have to fix the pipe and close the water off. So it creates a lot of panic amongst the residents. But in terms of desalination plant, we have also brought back the company that was the one that commissioned the desalination plant to give us a detailed report, what is needed to fix it, what is needed, how long will it take for us to fix it. But our plans are in place for us to have to fix our desalination plant.
Yeah. And there's that. I mean, we talk about, you speak about the fact that there is huge problems. It's not only about the water. I took a drive through the town and my heart sank when I looked at the Knysna town. Yes, the wealthy touristy areas, they look lovely, and you know that's really just the front page of the magazine. But the more you dig in and you go under and you look at it, there is massive problems: sewage, waste management, broken pump stations. I mean, I was just looking at the waste that's on the street, the litter, the rubbish. I mean, there's a lot of problems facing you.
Yeah, there are a lot of problems. If you look at in terms of how the topography of Knysna, we have more than 49 pump stations because you have hills after hills. So we have to build more pump stations in terms of creating the flow in terms of sewer. So compared to the metros and big towns, the small town of Knysna have so many pump stations. There has been some negligence in terms of fixing some of the pump station, in terms of maintenance. So it's something that we are looking at in terms of consequence management, because if our pumps have been fixed most of the time, there was also the issue of that we have this court settlement with one of the service provider who has been fixing our pump station and making sure that it's maintaining our pump station. There's been a dispute with them for the last 2 years. We only received bulk of our pumps last year in November. Yes.
Minister, overpopulation. Minister, I'm calling you Minister. Mayor, maybe I'm predicting something for you, but Mayor, overpopulation. I mean, somebody was telling me numbers. I've got so many numbers in my head, but about 110,000 people are living in and around the Knysna area. I mean, this is a small town. It feels overpopulated, and that's what people are saying as well. Is this a major problem for you?
It's creating a problem. If you look at our population in the last 10 years, we were less than 60,000. Now we have grown. If you look at the number of informal areas in the last 5 years alone, currently we are sitting with 72 informal areas. In the last 5 years, we had only 11 informal areas. You could see that Knysna is growing and people are taking land because they want to come and stay in Knysna and they want to come and work in Knysna. Unfortunately, Knysna is a gate through, is a bypass in terms of when you are going to Cape Town. So people start and stop here first before they go to Cape Town or to other municipalities. But they stay here and say that we want to come and work in Knysna.
It's a great worry when you see the political situation and the tensions that are around, because it's almost unacceptable when, at the end of the day, politics is driving this in a way, because Western Cape government attempted to intervene under Section 139 to take over water services, but this was blocked by local coalition political dynamics. What do you say? Because opposition parties are basically arguing the crisis was avoidable. The warnings were there. They were given to you, and yet nothing was done. And now we found this situation is the way it is.
In terms of the Western Cape local government, they were trying to invoke Section 139C, which we as a council disputed because Section 139C means that we have to do a re-election within 3 months' time. We said that it's not going to assist any solution. What we need to do is to make sure that even gave them and said that, why don't you look at Section 139B? Because that was a proposal. We were saying that if you take Section 139B, which means province can come and assist and take over some of the function of infrastructure, but dissolving a council will not assist what is happening in this municipality. Most of the issues was lack of maintenance, lack of upgrading of infrastructure, which has not been done for quite some time. Our infrastructure has not been upgraded. Knysna is still surrounded by asbestos pipe. By this day and age, why are we still using asbestos pipe, which are daily, they are breaking, they are blocking, so which are creating major problem in terms of water losses that were happening in Knysna.
Right. Mayor, unfortunately, I have to leave it there because it's there's so much more to talk about, and we've really seen a lot of honestly, the wealthier areas, and they're managing to get by. They got the boreholes, they got the means, but it's when we go deeper into the communities and the poorer communities that are really struggling. And I'm hoping this is where we're going to go to next. So we're really trying to give you a clearer picture here because, Mayor, can I just get one word from you? Could this have been avoided? Do you agree that politics is, in a way, behind this? This could have all been avoided.
I will not say that politics are behind, but it could have been avoided if we had a proper management plan and proper maintenance plan that has been done. In terms also, if we had the proper upgrades, we wouldn't have find ourselves in this situation.
Mayor, thank you for talking to us. Thank you very, very much for being with us. All right, I know we're running late into the news, but this, of course, being one of the biggest news stories on our agenda in terms of the water supply in this area. We'll continue to tell you more about this when you come back to us.